Okay. Um, like I said, I'm gonna continuously make testimonials, uh, every day, as much as I can, knowing that soon I won't be able to. Uh, as you can see, my thumbnail's gonna consist of my face and this little girl, and I'll go into that. But I just want to put things back in perspective in a sense that why I'm making videos. As a target individual, you are forced to experience the most disgusting thoughts. This technology is supposed to get you to accept, supposed to to change your brain and manipulate your brain, and has the capability to make you think in this most disgusting pedophilia centric ways. I've said it a million times. But with me, they've been trying to also say, oh, we're doing it to avenge, to protect. As right before making this video, they were trying to make me think of this woman and say, oh, for this woman, we're here to avenge what you did to her. And I'm like, I initially used to have this back and forth with these people, not knowing who these people were. When you hear those testimonials of what they do to women, and this is now past tense, it's happening today, it has happened many times, and there's a lot of women being tortured by them, you understand that you are just an idiot if you even want to go into that interaction with them. You hear the sexual torture, the horrible things they do to women, and these people are not the type of people you should talk about anything in that nature, because these people are in a program and are involving themselves in a program that is doing the foulest things you can imagine to a woman. And they somehow want you to think about, oh, but what did you do to this? Was this wrong with this woman? Did you do? And you hear a woman saying every day she's being tortured, sexually tortured, every day by these people. She cannot live a normal life anymore. She's damn near almost handicapped. And she's tormented, and she's suicidal, and she's pushed to. And you hear these people trying to get to vilify you, bringing up things when they're in a program that does these things to women. I can never let them live their fantasy. For me, they just try to make me imagine this guy. He's a perp, right? They do their things. Perps are trying to get you to accept this thing and let you know that they're seeing you, they're watching you, right? I know he's a perp. He's shown that he's a perp, but they were trying to make me think. You remember when he did this thing to, and I'm like, listen, whatever fantasy you want me to imagine, I'm not. There's too many testimonies of rapes and torments that you guys do that I can never even let you even escape in this world. You guys who are so quick to try to tell me what I did to this woman that you don't care about, that you will destroy her life the way you've tortured all these women. You think I'm going to listen to you? What is it that you do to women? You make their life better? You make sure that they grow old and happy? Of course I'm not going to let them live the fantasy with the amount of nastiness they've done to people. So play with my brain however you want. But I'm not going to let you go into your escapism knowing what you guys do. These people have gone into a fantasy where they've blocked out reality and created a world where, oh, they are war. Because my brain is just that manipulative. And so manipulated. Meaning that they can make me and compare things and try to make me think of that and that. And it's just, my brain is just completely, logic and sense of reality has been just played with and manipulated. So these people who I know have done horrible things and doing horrible things to women, trying to make me imagine some scenarios of somebody else and try to create this and into me, when I know that the horrible amount of testimonials related to rapes that these target individuals have been experiencing, a lot of them being women. And these people in this same program that is doing this wants me to somehow see them as some kind of like femme fatale avenging women. It's like reading testimonials of war crimes, right? Of women, oh, I'm being tortured. This of a lot of women, and then these people involved in those war crimes turn and she's like, remember that woman? Oh, what was it wrong? Was it? And you look at her, it's like, you look at these people, they, who are women and men, and you're like, you think you, with all these testimonials, that you can try to, I'll pray for that woman to not be important, not put in this program where she'll be destroyed day in and day out, every day. Her life will be destroyed. She'll be treated like something else, like she's not a human. And this is not just one or two, huh? This is a long list of testimonials. So you understand, these people do these things. And they try to escape, disorient me. Oh, we're going to take you to court. We're going to frame you. Because this moment is something they try to block out. That these people that are literally involved in these disgusting things that destroy a lot of women wants to block out that big reality. And want to make, oh no, we're doing it for this woman. Let's just say her name is as I'm saying that they try to James Brown, right? James Brown. Let's just say her name is James Brown. It's like, you're doing it for James Brown. Oh, James Brown. Leslie, Cassandra, Mariana, Katrina, Catherine, Kate, Lisa. These are all the names of different testimonials. Mary, Amanda, Wendy. You know, the list goes on. Debbie. She'll be one of them if she was put in this program. And there's a lot of women being put in this program. So I can never let you talk about James Brown. I could never. With the whole story I hear about this woman, no. So whatever fantasy they implant in my brain, I can never let them live the fantasy. Target individual, they try to vilify you. But you understand, know who you're talking to. I know. The facade is just, because they think that, I think that the people who do this to these women are like monsters. No, it's them. And they try to like have this facade of like innocence. But I understand, to do what they do, it's not that they have to face these victims. They do it from the comfort of their home, doing horrible things. And so childlike individuals are involved in this. This trash, weak, low life, they couldn't even look at these people in their face. Who just do horrible things and just live life as get their coffee like it's nothing. So I see them for what they are. But they want to escape and say, oh, we're doing it for James Brown. You will destroy James Brown. And I pray for James Brown to never be put in this program. Her life, her kids, everything will be ruined. So come up with your little scenarios and fantasies. When I know what you guys do to women, you dilute this trash. No. Now people who involve themselves in programs that sound like almost war crimes. No. I'm sorry, I cannot let them live their fantasy. So that's that. In regard of that aspect of things. But what you see in my thumbnail is this. You see a baby, and you see me. This it's just because they've done this baby girl, and this little girl, it's a little girl who was killed in one of the shootings, or I forgot which one. It's so sad. But of course, you know the reaction they're going to force me to have. It's going to be disgusting and pedophilia-centric. It's disgusting. Yesterday, as I was looking at myself in the surveillance camera, when they were doing these nasty things, I don't know if it's feasible here, but like my forehead, veins were coming out and showing when they were doing this pedophilia thing. It was disgusting. I was trying to fight it off. The veins started like showing off. It started like coming. My brain was somehow reacting as if I could literally see things being implanted in my brain remotely. I don't know if those waves, but I could see it, and it was so disgusting. I could see the veins were like coming up. as they were doing these pedophilia things. Veins. And you're like, what? It's like they were making me imagine this disgusting. I talked about it in the last video, and if I blurred those, you could see the vein just come up. And I've had like it looks like I'm having like my skull is just being deformed. It's just my skull is just, this part is just like getting bigger. I wonder if my brain is just like getting like I'm having some kind of tumor or something. And I wonder, is because when they implant this nastiness, is it actually literally manipulating? Like, is it changing the size of my brain? Is it actually like literally making me like? Is it really impacting the brain physiology? Because I can see it when they were doing these things. It was just disgusting, and I've noticed this side, and I think that it is impacting my brain, like literally like changing the size of my brain. Because they've been bombarding me with these nasty pedophilia things, and my brain is just dealing with this nasty thing. Whatever input they implant in my brain is just destroying my brain, and these nasty things. And I hear this trash who are trying to disorient me, because these people living, what they do for living, or what they're doing currently, even if it's not for living, is to try to change people's brain, to implant pedophilia things. Can you imagine living that life? They are literally changing people's brain and implanting things that are so disturbing like that. You see how nasty the life of these people is disgusting. They keep telling me to kill myself. Now, I don't want to wish that on to them. I don't even care. I wish they live a long life so that this thing comes back properly. But this is the kind of thing, if I did what they did, and my job is to, and I can literally see somebody's brain extending and changing because I implanted so many nasty pedophilia things. It's disgusting. Of course, I know what I am. I'm a subject in this program where they can do these things. They will try to claim it that they're war at some point. Oh, this is war. It's like, what? You're literally just implanting things in my brain. This is a human experimentation. I'm a subject in that. I understand. And they're trying to like make me subscribe to the things when I can literally see the changes, physiology changes on my brain. So I understand. And they use this childlike individuals who, after they see this happening to your brain, are supposed to they have sold their souls to pedophiles. It's unbelievable. Last night, what they do is you have these thoughts that obviously they're manipulations. Right? This trash. At night, that's when they do the worst manipulations, because you're in a state of relaxation. I think that's when they can implant more. Do you hear even this man just sounding menacing? Oh, you're not a man. And you just trust. I was like, oh, this is what a man is. You're the man. You are a man. Is that what men do? Is that what a man is? Being involved in a program where they force people to think in these disgusting ways? No. And I forget about the fact that I know you torture women and do these horrible things to women. Raping them and tormenting them till they kill themselves, pushing them to suicide. Literally say, kill yourself. The same thing they say to me. I know this is not a man. You're just a trash that works for pedophiles. You're just a lowlife who wants to feel like a god. You're nothing. I'd rather be a whatever, not a man, than whatever you are. And then try to speak that way. While they implant these disgusting pedophilia things, I can literally see my brain just changing. Delusional. And then as a man, you say, oh, no, you were. It's something like that. Oh, and then, it was. Try to talk about James Brown. I was like, oh, really? Oh, you as a man, you're going to forget about Lisa, Amanda, Wendy. Oh, you might. How many women have you involved yourself in their tormenting? They're renowned for their rape tactics. They're renowned for their pedophilia tactics. They do this pedophilia type of tormenting, but what they've done to women is just horrible, because of course, these pedophilia tactics also have been applied onto women. And you hear this quote-unquote man try to disorient you. It's like, if you're not a man, my friend, you think that's a man. Oh, no, that's not, you got it confused. That's not a man. Oh, you're stronger, good for you. But but this what you do. This is the weakest thing. No real man will do what you do. Any person with male gender doing this they're not men anymore. I don't see them as them. I see them as trash. That's coward. It's nasty. It's low life. Can you imagine trying to change a person to think about children in this way? And you call yourself a man? And then try to say, no, I'm doing it for James Brown. When all along all this woman that you guys are killing, and I'm praying for James Brown to never be put in this program because I know what will happen to her. No, I'm not going to give you that. If that's what men is, I'm thankful I'll never be that. I rather die slowly. And they're like, oh, our men are gonna go do this and that. It's like, listen, I'm just pray God to give me strength. But this theater is what I see as theater. Try to block out reality. That this quote unquote man and quote unquote woman who are trying to play this femme fatale and man are actually bottom feeders that work for pedophiles and do horrible things to even children. And force people to think in these disgusting ways. And they're like, oh, you're going to bum. It's like, oh, please live lavishly like that. Sufferance comes in different shape, huh? And these people who like try to be funny, oh, I'm suffering. Oh, yeah, you're not? Okay. You know how things change. Things can be sufferance really quickly. Very quickly. You're gonna experience it. That's why I hope that you don't kill yourself or anything like that. I hope these perps do not kill themselves. Because this sufferance they were mocking, it comes in all different shapes. My suffering has dignity in it. It's gonna be painful, I know, especially because you want that to be a theater, so it's gonna be very painful. But I know there's dignity in the sufferance I'm gonna experience. You guys have been exposed for being low-life pedophiles, for the tormenting and the manipulation you have been doing to people. These people wanted to be these normal people, but just involving this program. No, once you're in this thing and doing what you do, there's no way you can go back. I see you and I know what you're part of. Now they know the fact that there's a lot of people doing it. They think that's gonna like soften the punch of what they're part of. They use these childlike people, creme de la creme of cowardness. This type of cowardness is rarely seen. That is their daring part. There's nothing more daring about they're just the most daring part of what they do is the level of cowardness that they have to use. I don't think there's a lot of human beings that will reach that level of cowardness. They open the door, it's like, oh, you want to, and behind the door, lights out, we're up and close the door. Can't even say in the name of Romo. That's what this theater is going to be needed because they've been seen for how coward-like they are. But I'm not even the one saying that. Women being fried up and destroys like these coward low-lives. Sorry, she calls satanic. I don't even call them low-life cowards. They could whisper, oh, we dare, and slam the door. I know they torture children and women, right? So they can't even play like, oh, funny. They try to play the femme fatale and they go, oh, gonna rot. You who involved in a program that you're killing, frying women and children, I can never let you live your fantasy. And then try to go into a different world. Oh, I'm part of this organization that there's this good things. Oh, I'm like, oh my gosh, this you just said failure to your organization. Now we're doing. I mean, this part of this organization that is for prison abolitions and things of that. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. You see how much of a clown you sound like? You're a program that is out here doing these horrible things and you're talking about. They're a clown. And then you think you're going to go back to life and no. Sufferance you're going to experience in so many different ways. My sufferance is going to be a horrible sufferance of fear. But there's dignity in my sufferance. I've seen a person just gain a little bit be sick, right? I know this person was a perp. I took care of that person, knowing that she was a perp. But I'm just looking at it like, you see I'm going to treat you well. I'm going to show you dignity that you never have. So last night, you see this, they will try to make me think, when you do this pedophilia type of torture, they want you to accept it and go into this like mode of just analyzing what they do, right? Which is the worst thing you can do. I've learned that a while ago. I now know better. But they will make you feel this feeling and get you to feel this way. And like, why is it coming from? You know, I used to be like, trying to figure out. It's like, why is I feeling this way? It's like, yeah. And then they will try to like, and what it will do is basically bring you in and manipulate you even more. Of course, you don't even go to find out how they're doing this. These people can they can take over your brain and do whatever they want. If you yourself will not experience that, it means that you're being manipulated to experience that. Then they want you then they try to want you to find out, why can you experience that? How can we make you experience that? How are we doing this? Do you see how delusional it is? If you, on your own, as a person who is not a target individual or who has not this V2K manipulations, will not experience what you experience, it means you're being manipulated to experience that. They start trying to get you to analyze why are we able to manipulate you this way to experience that. This is a natural logic in their mind. How are we able to get you to experience this? We know if you're your own, you will not experience that. But how we who manipulate the brain able to manipulate you to experience that? And they really want you to actually make you think about it and subscribe to these things. Grown men with children. Yesterday I was with I saw my employer trying to show his child, using his child as a shield, basically. Because there's benefits in doing what they do to me, in the sense that, first of all, you understand that the ability to manipulate somebody at that level and the ability to do things to somebody, it is probably a feeling that they'll never feel again, or that it's a feeling that's something unbelievable. You almost feel like a god, I'm sure. I can only speculate that's the kind of feeling you must feel. To have so much control and see so much of somebody and be able to figure and know everything that this person is going to experience before even that person knows. It gives you a sense of mystic, of godlike feeling, I'm sure. And I'm sure there's other benefits that might be even financial, who knows. But even that alone, somebody would feel special. That I can see this person feeling this way. I can make him feel this way. I can make him think this way. I can control this person however I want. I'm involved in this program that do this thing that almost godlike. We can make his life so orchestrated that everything around him, we can be almost God. We have access to technology that is unbelievable. You see? So these people who wants to take advantage of these opportunities will delude themselves and will even like do whatever they need to block out reality, to the point where they will be willing to show their children. So they can do these pedophilia things they do to me, right? Force me to get these disgusting stimulations and thoughts. Then they can make themselves angry about it. It's like, oh my God, for my kid. Tricking themselves in these ways is so disgusting. Literally tricking themselves to think in this way, so they can be looking at it as like, oh, see, look at my kid. Look, see, I hate this person. Look, he knows that this is what they're gonna do to his brain. Many of my co-workers, employees have done that. Women bring their little babies to do the nasty things, and then it's nasty. It just goes into some disgusting thoughts, and they're like, oh no, what they do, right? Is they're matching to him as a child. Can you imagine? I'm a 30-something-year-old man, and they're like, oh no, what we do is what we make him think. No, they are manipulating his brain to experience this. He will not experience this if these people were not doing these things to his brain. As they do that, they try to do these things in my mouth. They are forcing his brain to start thinking in this disgusting way. It's a manipulation that you know. And they're like, no, but It is manipulation, but we are matching it to your brain. So we're creating a brain, a thought, or way of thinking that you could have thought when you were a kid. That alone is just, and they get angry. It's like, oh my gosh, you are making him think like that. These things is not naturally happening. And like, then when he was a child, that was not, it was something I've done. It was, you do these things. It's like, no, we mapped it. Right? And they use these childlike people and these people who are really willing to dumb themselves down. No, you manipulate his brain. This is this thing. Right? They want to sound different. This is a mind control program. It's been for decades. And they use these childlike people who try to find the wordish to cover up the obviousness here. What do you mean you mapped it? This person was normal, and then when you start mapping, you start thinking like that. And they have children like people who's like, oh no, they force you to think in these ways. And so the way they delude themselves is disgusting. Childlike people, they try to disorient you with kids. They try to disorient with childlike logic. Because they do this peripheral type of torture. And then they try to be like, oh no, we just mapped it to you as a child. Right? Which is illogical beyond nth degrees. And they're supposed to frustrate you. But look at this as that. They do the peripheral type of torture. They force you to experience these things. They get you to think in these nasty ways. And then they try to make you, oh, you see that? But that's how you think when you were a kid. So you're saying that if you guys weren't there mapping my brain, like the quote unquote, if you weren't there mapping, I would not experience that. Oh, okay. So when you map it, then I experience these nasty things. Huh. So mapping means my brain changed into something else. Huh. So are you manipulating my brain to... Even that is delusional. They do these things, they force you to experience these nasty things. And then they try to use a word that sounds like they're not manipulating your brain into these nasty peripheral ways of thinking. They've been doing this peripheral type of torment for decades. They've been manipulating people in these disgusting ways for a long time. And then they try to create these logical things. For me, they would like even try to go back, oh, but when we manipulate, when you get this nasty stimulation that we force you to experience, when you told girls, you feel this way. It feels more real, right? But toward boys, it feels more fake. So they make me have these disgusting stimulations toward children. And so, but toward boys, it's not the same. But toward girls, it feels almost real. Like it feels like you used to feel like that, but and you understand how delusional these people are. Because one, you just literally say that, oh, so you can do this fake stuff, basically, these peripheral things. But when you do it toward boys, it's fake. But when this is the logic of this trash, these low-life pedophiles. And they truly want you to like start like analyzing that part. Oh, so when you manipulate me toward girls, it's mapping. When you manipulate me toward boys, it's just the manipulation. Huh. That's how they start. They want you to think this way. And they want you to look at it as if this is logical. And they get you angry. They want to act angry. Oh, we're gonna cut you. We're gonna cut you. And you hear this like sawing noise. And I was like, I will go toward them. I know it's gonna be horrible, but I cannot. Because this alone is just as illogical and childlike and stupidity at the highest level. This is gaslighting. No, you do this peripheral type of torture. You make me experience these disgusting feelings that you make me have toward babies of all sorts, especially little girls. It's disgusting. And then when the little girls are like, no, but you felt like that when you were a kid, remember? And then start creating these disgusting feelings. It's like, no. First of all, I'm not a kid. And second of all, you are forcing me to experience that. Even my memories, what they do, they can create false memories. This is something they've been doing longer than I even thought, right? But they can force you to experience false memory in the sense that they make you think when you were a kid, give you the same stimulation they have you have today when you look at a child. And so you see, we matched it to you as a kid. This, in every level you look at it, is damn near on the spectrum kind of logic. So you say, oh, you matched it to me as a kid, as a child. And I'm 30-some years old. Okay. That's already, that on its own is just poop. Second of all, I know you can manipulate memories. You can force me to experience these stimulations as a child. And they try to sound like, oh, you know, we matched, right? And then they try to disorient you with the torture that you're going to experience. Oh, it's going to hurt. What does it sound like? This is why I say these things out loud. Because they obviously do this peripheral type of torture. Even my brain is looking like something's happening to you. They force you to get you this nasty experience. They're renowned for this peripheral type of torture. Matter of fact, almost all target individuals are forced to be tormented in this fashion. And they try to use these different ways of kind of, sounding so relaxed, Oh, we maps. Trust, you guys are renowned for your peripheral type of torture. Hear a woman from Las Vegas, from whatever, saying the same things. And you think I'm going to be like, oh, no, you're right. You mapped it to me as a kid. That makes sense. So you're basically making me being a kid. That makes a lot of sense. Only these low-life pedophiles can just trick themselves into this retardation. I'll never let them live the fantasy. And they're like, oh, you might. I was like, yes, I might be. Yes. You're not doing the peripheral type of torture. You're not. You mapped it. This dumbass logic. And they try to sound, they're saying the tone of the voices it changes things. We mapped it. Now, it's our research. They force you to experience these disgusting things, this trash. Once this experience that you experience be accepted, identified by you, and rationalized. No, this disgusting feeling is what you've been making me experience since day one. You've been doing the peripheral type of torture. It was not even me when I was a child. You've been implanting these things in my memories. But on top of that, to even try to use this logic is delusional. Imagine somebody tell a grown person in their 30s, no, we mapped it to you when you were a kid. And it's like, oh, start using, no, you work for pedophiles. You're actually making me experience these things. And then you try to make me think, oh, that's how you felt when you were a kid. And then try to disorient you. Oh, you felt. So be strong. Not that justice will be done. These people have deluded themselves in a level that's no return. To just say, oh, but little girls, you feel like this. Like, no, little girls, little boys, everything is you manipulating my brain into experiencing these things. I know that you're paid to dumb yourself down. Some of you are already there naturally. Some of you have to force yourself there. But you, at the end of the day, you have to go there. And I'm not going to let you live your fantasy. And then they try to create this logic, but remember what you did as a kid. It's like, yeah, I know what a kid did. I didn't have these nasty things. I'm 100% sure. And then they go further when I'm like 9 years old, 8 years old. And then they really try to, that's not little girls. Ugh. Disgusting. And they try to use these warnings of torture as if this is supposed to be subscriptive to, like, I'm going to subscribe to that because you're going to torture me. That's your job. You use this, and they get frustrated, and that's when the theater's going to come up. Because I can, in 2 seconds, listen to a testimony of a woman who said she's being tormented and with this peripheral type of torture. Oh, you mapped it with her too? Oh, no, that's a different program. No, there they don't map it. No, this is when was like 10 years old there? They have no shame. It's humiliating to even say think this way. And they try to disorient you. They try to embarrass you. Oh, that's shame. No, you have shame, all right. Let them see themselves. They don't want to be seen. And you hear a grown man say, oh, you might be. To all my target individual, this trash, this quote-unquote man, quote-unquote woman, who have dumbed themselves down. Also, now we mapped it. when they do this pedophile type of torture they're renowned to be doing to people. When they force you to think in these ways, whether your brain is completely just with this irrationality and illogical. When you see grown men showing their babies so they can do this pedophile type of torture and then make themselves angry about it. This grown man was trying to say, you know, he was like, oh, you go use it. Look, and don't put down on your child. I closed the computer. Don't put down your child, you trash. Just going to use this shield, use your baby as a shield to take advantage of these opportunities? No. Be a man, be a real man and just take it. Accept that it's you. Be a man and just take your own responsibility in my targeting. Do not use your baby so you can look at what happens in my brain and be like, oh my God, I hate him. No. Let your baby be a baby. Don't put that on her. Be a real man. Do not bring up your baby so they can do these nasty things. Use your baby to do this pedophile type of tormenting toward him. That's what a man, like, you think a man would do that? She saw his baby on camera. I was like, oh, she's so cute, huh? And then they wait for these nasty things to happen. Oh, we mapped it. The people who were renowned with the pedophile type of tormenting. Almost all, please. Renowned for this pedophile tormenting tactics. To the point that even when they survey petitions, symptom remote pedophilia. And then this grown adult man who's old enough to have kids of how old? He's like, oh, no, remember as a kid, tried to bring me the damn thing I did as a kid in 8th grade, in middle school. And try to even come up with this fashion. You're a grown man. Can you imagine? I'll talk to, hey, you remember when you were in 8th grade? Remember what you did? It's you when you were in 8th grade. Oh, we mapped it to you when you were in 8th grade. Just turned 14. This is the type of people. They don't even know how stupid it sounds. And this guy said, oh, but you, because I remember when they were trying to bring it up, it's like, and I was like, I don't even, if that was something, I was trying to have a rational conversation with people who are trying to make you accept these pedophile things. Can you imagine? Like, you try to have a rational interaction with people who are, sole job is to get you to accept these nasty pedophile things. So there's no logic in this. They're not trying to be rational. Of course they know. They know very much that we are manipulating you to experience this. We talk about mapping. Oh, let me map you when you're 10 years old. It's just they literally have said that. And he used this child like laughing to himself. Oh my God, we just mapped it so much. These people who have renowned to be using this pedophile type of tormenting, try to gaslight you with this nonsensicalness, filled with pedophiles in all these agencies, by the way. Forget about this big part too. Agents in all these intelligence communities filled with pedos. They map it, they verify it. They're clowns, basically. They hire clowns at this point because they have to dumb themselves to this level. And me seeing them is like, you are delusional. Giving me this disgusting stimulation and oh, you remember you felt like that when you were like 13 years old, when you were 10 years old, when you just turned. First of all, even that is manipulated. They manipulate your memories like it's nothing. They implant that and make you feel the same thing as a kid. These people have been embarrassed and humiliated, so torture is going to be the way they're going to try to stop this embarrassment. So to all my target individuals, never subscribe to this nastiness.